feel that? That thing that's beating your doggone chest right now. Can you feel that? Can you feel what's about to happen on this field, man? Let's go.
Hey guys, how's it going? Z Farrell's here with the Maddenbible. Just going to read you a quick chapter before bed. Basically, it's an extension of an article that we've had up on the site, but it's just the 10 things that you can do to get better overnight. So, if you want to become better, here's some tips for you. The number 10 tip is basically to pick a suitable user team, an elite team in the game that suits your needs. If you are using a team like the Patriots and you love to go to your tight end, you might want to switch up, try out maybe the Cowboys over Jason Witten, a Martellus Bennett, elite players in the game that are big athletically. Watson is an average tight end, but you're going to want to pick a team that suits to your user strengths. So that's something that you want to look into, and that's definitely a way to get up another level right away. It's just by changing up your team. The number 9 thing is user controls made easy. Basically, it's making the right play in the right position, going for the swat when going for the swat's appropriate, and not trying to go for the interception. Maybe if you have one-on-one coverage on the outside, knowing when to hit stick versus not when to hit stick. If it's smart, then go for the big play, try and force a fumble, but if not, just click off your guy, get him in position, click off the computer, and just let him wrap up. And that way you can make the short tackle, they won't be able to move the chains, and you can get the ball back.
Alright guys, no doubt about the next tip is just finding a way to scheme all the quick fullback dives, the halfback screens, all the wide receiver screens. We have a couple different variations. These are the quick plays that everybody consistently uses online to become great players. The wide receiver screens don't take a lot of skill, but they're quick plays that you can go to in a rush. Your opponent has to look for them when you run halfback screens. Clearly, you've seen them online and people use them to be successful. And I know you might not love running the fullback dive, but if you can become successful with these plays, then you will become a top player eventually. Obviously, rocket catching is very questionable, but these plays have the ability to really cement an offense, so don't be afraid to use them and feel cheap, okay? Let's on to the next tip here. No doubt, the next tip has to be learning how to package, wide receiver rotate, tight end slots, some of our favorites. They just work in our better players if they're not already in that package. And then another thing is using Y button to sub on the play calling screen. I mean, here we're going to throw in Plexico on the inside slot, maybe run him on a curl, maybe move a taller receiver to the outside, or go down and get some speed with a halfback and move him out if you're going to call a screen or something. So these are all just things at your disposal that you got to look for to get the best players in the best positions to win.
Number 6 is to be the best, you got to beat the best. That's going online, not bum hunting, looking for level 1 through 5 ranked chumps who have losing records. That's what S. Gibbs is doing right now, going online, playing top 30 level talent, finding the best player in the room and taking them on. Whether you win or lose, you're going to gain something from that. You're going to see what the top players are doing and how you can do it to become better. So if you're going to want to get good at this game, then you've got to go out and play the best players. Going 103 against all level 1s might get you a good rank, but what's that good for? When you play somebody good, they're going to be scheming and doing different things, and you're not going to know how to defend it. So go find good players and take them on, because that's who's at the tournaments. That's who's at the high levels. When to do it, where to do it, and how to do it. Knowing when to go for it, knowing when to not go for it. When it's 4th and 25 and you're inside your own 20, it's probably not the best time to go for it. Be smart, be disciplined, know what to do, when to do it. If it's 4th and 7 and you're on their 30, you don't think you can quite hit a field goal, then maybe it's a good time to go for it, but run a play that gives you options. So knowing the difference between these things can make for huge point swings in either game. So make sure that you know a little bit of football too, as well as your Madden. Number 4 is the Maddenbible, the real rocket catch. Obviously, we wrote this article a little bit earlier, but it is in the game. Obviously, it's thriving in Madden 09. We'll see about Madden 010.
But obviously, if you're here, we know how to do it over at Maddenbible. Come check us out. It's just good to have, because if you're ever in traffic and you need to throw a ball up, knowing how to use your catch and rocket it will gonna get you a lot of extra first downs. It's what everybody's doing. The game made us play that way. It's unfortunate, but if you check it out, I mean, you really get an unbelievable animation. So hopefully it's not no 10. It'll be for the best, and people will have to use actual talent. But for now, it's what we have. You need to learn how to do it if you want to become one of the best players. Let's get on to the next tip here. But seriously, look at that. You just got to learn it.
Number 3 is labbing right versus labbing wrong. A lot of people spend 3 hours in the lab running the same play over and over again and never get any better. When me and S. Gibbs can spend an hour, half an hour in the lab and run on different plays, actually implement them into our next game, just simply knowing how to do it correctly and working on different things, you can spend 10 minutes in the lab and have just an effective session as somebody who just spent an hour. So knowing how to lab is something that we teach you at Maddenbible.com. How to get in your opponent's head even before the ball is snapped. That's a huge thing.
Even just taking a look at these screens, you should be able to tell what the defense is in. We get this question, it's probably the most common asked question at Maddenbible. How do I know what my opponent's doing before the snap? So we use different tactics. We like to come out in the same sets to try and confuse them, but then we'll run motion, as you'll see in the next, and see how it affects the defense. And that's how we know what they're using to try and fool us. So we're always going to try and think one step ahead of what they're doing, and that's one way to always stay in your opponent's head. Next tip. I'd say that the number one thing is finding the true Madden gems. So you're going to want to go through every depth chart, find the best players in the game, the ones that are going to put you in the best position to make big plays. And they're often the unheralded guys. You know, Madden's one of the only games where it's the only place where you would consider Matt Jones to be a better receiver than Marvin Harrison, and people wouldn't look at you like you're totally crazy. So every team's got them. There's always good Madden teams like the Vikings, the Raiders. And let's look at my favorite Madden gem of all time. If you go to the Vikings roster, dig in at the free safety or the strong safety position, you got a guy, Johnson, the safety, Tyrell Johnson. He was a rookie in 2009. He's got 94 speed, 77 strength, 94 acceleration. His main problem is 43 awareness, although it's not a big deal to me because you're going to be controlling him. And you know what? But I guarantee if you roam around with him, you're going to love what you see, and you can make big-time user plays. So these are the gems, baby. That's what makes Madden a great game. This is Z Farrells tuning out. Check him out, all right? Good night.